All right, this is episode 1 of Every Gay Sex. I'm Stella.
And I'm Sarah.
And
on this episode, we thought it would be fitting to start with just talking about our coming out stories and what that was like and what it's like now, and just kind of our adventure with sexuality and growing up in that space. So
yeah.
Stell will start. I'll kind of guide this little interview style.
Okay.
So, okay,
Shoot.
here we go. Job interview. Tell us, how old were you when you realized you were gay?
Oh, geez. So that's the thing. Like, I always hear people being like, oh, like when I was super young, I watched a show and I watched something and I just knew. I don't think I ever had one of those. I think it just happened for me, like grade 9 summer, first party I ever went to. Or what are you, like 13? Mm-hmm. Something like that, grade 9, 14? Mm-hmm. I don't know, 14, 15. First party I ever went to, my friend brought me there. It was like, I'm from a small town, from Picton. Literally had 1 or 2 gay people at my school, my high school at least. And I knew nobody in my hometown that was gay. So we go to this party. I meet my first bisexual girl. And she was much
dangerous.
older. Yeah.
Dangerous, guys.
She was literally 4 years older than me. I was grade 9. She was like graduating grade 12. Like she was like, I think already graduating, or I don't fucking know. But she was like, we met and I was like, okay, cool, nice. She was telling me that she wanted to get with my friend who brought me to this party. But my friend was like fully straight, like actually
Female.
straight. Female, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And she's like, can you help me get her? And I was like, honestly, dude, I think she's straight. And she's like, yeah, but like, you never know. And I'm like, all right, fair. Mm-hmm. Relatable. And so then we hang out a few times. And then like, I think it was like 14, 15. And then like one thing led to another. And I don't know, like, I just kind of didn't want to accept it. Because I come from like a really like Spanish Catholic background. Mm-hmm. So it was just kind of like, fuck.
So you hung out a few times, and then at some point you realized you were attracted to her.
So we went, I think it took like 2 parties, maybe 3 parties. Mm-hmm. And I remember she like texted me or something. We hung out a few times like during the day. Mm-hmm. She texted me like a few times being like, hey, I really like, I don't think I want your friend anymore. Like, I really want to kiss you. And I was like, oh, silly. No. And then we went to a party, and I actually remember it till this day. Like, I remember the feeling, everything, like it happened fucking this morning. I remember being in a taxi with her and my friend who she wanted originally. I was sitting in the back seat. She was sitting in like the middle seat of the cab. She reached back, grabbed my calf and squeezed it, and I forgot where I was going. I swear to God, there was tingles everywhere. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what the fuck was that? Mm-hmm. And we go to this party. We're by the bonfire. And she's like, can we go talk? And I was like, sure, whatever. We go talk, and then she kisses me. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I push her away. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm not gay.
Had you kissed people before that? Like you'd kissed men before that?
No.
Oh.
So she was my first kiss. That was my first kiss.
Because then you were with guys after that.
I was
Let's
with guys
air that out,
okay.
Right? No, before you were with guys before that. No, your first kiss of all time in your life was this girl at the bonfire.
Yes.
Okay.
I dated this guy for like fucking ever when I was in elementary school.
Okay, barely counts.
And yeah. And like for like on and off forever, and nothing ever happened. I think the most we ever did was like hug, and my boob touched his chest.
That's like
third
base.
Yeah, third base for us then.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then I pushed her away, and I was like, what the fuck? I'm not gay. And then she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And then I was like, actually,
wait, hold on.
Let's just one more time.
Yeah, let's just try again.
One more time. And then she kissed me again, and then I was like, no. So straight, not gay.
Haha. Thanks.
And then we actually worked together at like a grocery store back home. Mm-hmm. And we used to go on breaks together all the time. And then when that fucking happened, actually, you remember those things, those little booby bracelets? I heart boobies.
Oh my God. Those
yeah.
are ugly.
So I had given that to her before all this happened. Mm-hmm. I should have fucking known I liked her, but that was like me giving her my heart.
Yeah. Oh my God, those bracelets.
Seriously.
Yeah, okay.
And I was like, fuck. I was like, I really want it back. I don't want to talk to you. Like, I want my bracelet back. And she was like, are you kidding me right now? And we worked together. I just avoided her for like 3 months. Just avoided her. And then one of my friends from high school that was like one of the only gay ones there that actually kind of looks like me now. Like then that's what they looked like. Short hair, small mask, you know?
Yeah.
And they're like really helping me through this because it was hard for me to accept, you know? Like I remember I asked my mom, be like, hey, what do you guys think of gay people? And my mom was like, oh no.
Oh,
Troublemakers.
Absolute sinners.
Troublemakers.
Yeah.
Like so much drama. Fair.
Yeah.
You weren't wrong.
Yeah.
But it just kind of spooked me, you know? Like I was like, oh, why the fuck
and this
would I
is in
want
high school?
This was in high school, yeah.
So you you tested the subject with your parents and said, what do you think
just
about
to
gay
see,
people?
test the waters. And they're like, no. And so I was like,
right?
fuck, I can never tell them.
Okay, so this is like grade 9.
This is grade 9 summer, going into grade 10. Okay, so then move forward a couple months past when I'm still processing this, talking to my friend for months, maybe like 3 or 4 months. And my friend's like, Stel, I think like I don't want to like assume anything, but I just think you need to accept who you are.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck. And I was like, fuck, you're right. So then I messaged that old girl. We still work together. And I was like, I fucked up. Like, I was scared. Like, I should just, like, this is my first thing. Like, I should just accept who I like and who I am. And that's you. And she's like, too fucking late.
Yeah.
I'm with somebody else. And I was like, fuck. It was actually a different coworker of mine. Another girl.
Don't screw the crew at work.
Bro.
Man. Like, who does that?
I clearly have not learned that lesson.
Yeah. True.
And then we had this, like, and then it just kind of went from there and it just kind of blossomed. And eventually, like, I think my mom and I were in like this thing with like this girl and I went on for like 6 or 7 years, 6 years, I think, on and off. But like we had never been together, never dated. We just like always knew that we really liked each other. And I would always come back from college and sit with her while she was like at the, like, she worked at a TV, like a rental store after. And I would just sit with her and she'd be like, my girlfriend doesn't even do this. I'm like, yeah, because I'm freaking in love with you. Obviously. Do you think I'd want to do this on purpose?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. But then every time I was single, she was dating. Every time she was like vice versa, whatever. And then
did you ever hook up with her for
never.
real? Never.
Never.
What's she doing right now?
We never kissed again.
What's she doing right now? Where is she? Don't drop names. Don't name drop. I'm just wondering, do you talk to her still?
Never. No. The last time I spoke to her was, I don't know, like maybe 2021. So what, 5-6 years ago?
2021?
No, when I was 20, 21.
Okay. It's not that long ago.
No.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
2 years ago.
Yeah, so 5 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, like 5 or 6 years ago. I went home, and this is when I was working at a different, like the store right next to the grocery store. It was like a pharmacy. And she ended up getting a job there too. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Bro, she's following you at this point.
You fucking care. Just leave me alone.
Yeah.
At this point, she's dating a guy.
That's the worst.
I don't know. Yeah.
How do you feel about dating a girl that leaves you and then is with men?
I think the same way men feel when their girlfriend leave them to take for a girl.
Yeah. It's like,
and like I try and be a bigger person, but like I'm not gonna lie and say that my ego isn't hurt.
Yeah.
It is.
But that's why when like girls that are bi, you know, that's to be. Like,
and I have no problem with girls that are bi. No, at all.
No bi shaming here. Let me just throw that in there. They are treated unfairly. Bi women are treated unfairly.
1,000%.
So.
Like I've heard many like lesbians who like strictly identify as a lesbian make comments on that like religiously.
Yeah.
And it's like.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyways, so
back.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Back
so she was dating a guy. We're working one night and she's like, I need to tell you something before you hear it from everyone else. And I was like, what? And she's like, I'm pregnant.
No. Oh my God. That's tragedy.
I was like, oh,
same.
It was just like
a one-up.
Yeah.
Oh,
me too.
Twins. Yeah.
Triplets.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay.
So I was like, oh, cool. Super happy for you. I really have to finish these these coupons. You gotta stick them on. There's for sales. The sale's on tomorrow, so I really have to
please
finish. And she was like,
vacate.
seriously, Stel? Like, come on, can we talk? I'm like, we gotta get to work.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
And then a couple like hours passed in our shift, and then she's like, can you at least drive me home and then we can talk about this? And I'm like, sure.
Bitch, take the bus.
There's no bus in Picton.
Oh, well, whatever. Walk.
Yeah, she didn't live far, so I just like drove her home. We sat in her driveway for an hour and talked, and then she was like, oh, there's so many things I wish to say to you, but nothing I can say now, obviously. And I'm like, yep, same. Like, I don't know what you want from me. Like, I don't know why you are in this conversation. And then I never spoke to her, saw her ever again.
All right.
And then,
kind of a depressing coming out story so far.
No. It was fine. And then like I remember like moving forward, I like started really accepting myself, and then like I went to grade 10, and like I started like seeing this new girl, and then this was like someone who was also a little bit older than me. I think she was in grade 12 and I was grade 10. And I remember one time like I went away for like a couple of days, like 3 days or 2 days to OFSA, and came back, and
she cheated on you?
well, no, I was like, things just felt weird.
Yeah.
And I was like, something's off. And I was like, you're leaving me, aren't you?
Oof,
and she's like,
tough.
yeah. She left me for a guy.
Oh my god.
And I was like, yo, I'm
Tragedy
just
continues.
total L's here.
Yeah.
Total
all
L's.
L's.
And
That's
I was
high
like,
school.
Can I
though.
ask you a question?
Yeah.
Isn't it the worst feeling in the world when you have that feeling and they say yes?
yeah, 100%.
Like that they're
Wait,
gonna leave.
yeah,
and
you're
you know
hoping
the
it's-
answer. You just,
You're hoping it's your insecurities and they're gonna like put them at ease. You're like,
Yeah.
you're leaving me, aren't you? They're like, yes.
yeah. And I'm like,
Oh.
yeah, that's where
Yeah.
everything started for me. Everything just started.
Yeah.
Nothing got better after that.
like 2013.
Oh, God.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so then she left for some guy, and I was like heartbroken, and I still hadn't told my parents that I was into like girls yet. And I was so fucking like gut, just heart ripped out, not okay. My parents and I go to like lunch at this spot, and I like go in the bathroom, cry about it, and then I come out, and they're like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm fine."
Eyes
Fine.
red.
Yeah,
Like,
eyes red, knees
yeah.
weak,
No.
arm spaghetti.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need to tell somebody. I really need to tell somebody. So I pretty much like texted my brother, and he was the first person I told that I was gay. And I was like, hey, I need to tell you something. Like, I hope you still love me. And I was like, but I think I like girls. And he's like, that's super awesome. I'm really happy
Cheers.
for you. And and he's like, and I'm really glad you know what you want.
Yeah.
And I never expected anything different from him. He's always been like an extremely supportive brother. He practically raised me as a child. Like I owe him my like the world.
And he's how much older than you?
7 years apart? Or
7 years.
6
Okay.
years apart?
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. what
Yeah,
I
he's
am,
32. He's turning 33. I'm turning 27. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you come out to him, and then
6 years apart.
did you say to him like, "What are mom and dad gonna say? Like, what do I do?"
Math.
Yeah.
So then at this time, like my mom and I didn't have the greatest relationship. And my dad and I were like fucking inseparable. We were two peas in a pod. And so my mom and I argued one day, and just to really fucking stir the pot, I was like, yeah, well, I'm fucking gay. Surprise.
Yeah.
And she was like, and I was like, and then she said, okay, well, I don't really understand it, but I'm willing to work with it. And I was
Okay.
mind blown.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
she's like, I'll tell your dad. And I was like, okay,
She didn't want you to tell him.
I guess not. And then she told me that she told him, and he said he already figured. He
already knew.
He already
Yeah.
knew, like he kind of
Yeah.
figured. And then we had dinner that night, and and then he asked me if I'd kissed a girl, and I said yes, because it was this girl. We'll call her Claire. That was a horrible
Sure. Okay.
Claire.
Yeah, Claire.
Yeah, you know. And then he's like, "Have you kissed anyone?" I was like, "Yeah, Claire from the grocery store." And he was
Yeah.
like, "You're fucking disgusting. Get the fuck out of here."
No.
Yeah.
So he said he was cool, but
Well,
then
to my
when
mom,
You,
and
then when
then-
you said I actually kissed somebody.
Yeah, it's like everything switched, and I was like,
Imagine you told him you were finger blasting. In the parking lot of the grocery store.
"No,
In
never."
the break room.
I had never done anything yet.
Stop doing that. Oh,
I'd
yeah.
never
Oh, yeah,
done-
right. You don't
I
need
just kissed this girl, and actually, no. To be fair, Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so your dad wasn't down. Sorry,
no, he wasn't down. He wasn't down.
Then he
wasn't
said.
cool.
Then he said, "Fuck you." Like,
Yeah, get the fuck out.
no.
Yeah, and then I called my brother crying, and I was like, "Yo, Dad said this," and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna call Dad." He said, my brother called my dad and was like, "Yo, if you want to like kick out Stella, she can come over here and you can pay for her fucking rent." And my dad and I didn't talk for 3 months.
And this is grade 10.
Grade 10,
Okay,
11
yeah.
ish.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, maybe 11ish. And eventually, like things kind of blew over, and now my parents like really amazing with it. So like my dad will call me and be like, "Hey Stella, fuck any bitches yet?"
Oh God.
I'm like, "Dad, enough."
Yeah.
Or like we go to the store and he'll be like,
She's
like,
pretty cute,
"Yeah,
eh?
pretty cute, eh, honey?" And I'm like, "Oh fuck, Dad." And no, they're amazing now. Like I couldn't be any more lucky to have the parents that I do, because they're the most accepting people in the world. And even like my extended family, like my mom told them eventually, my dad told his family first, and they've all been accepting us like amazing, except for like maybe like a couple cousins and like a couple aunts and uncles that don't want to speak to me, and like, cool, fuck off.
But
like,
you don't
get
need
bent.
that anyways.
No,
Yeah.
like
I
kick
think,
rocks.
I think a lot of the like LGBTQ plus community rely very heavily on chosen family, because a lot of people are in that
Oh,
position.
for sure, like 100%.
And you have a lot of that. You're very popular.
Yeah,
You have a lot of friends.
no,
Yes, you do. You're the most popular person I've ever met.
un petit peu.
No, okay, whatever. This will be delivered bilingual. Everything will be available in French. Okay, so
But yeah, then my mom eventually told her family, and everyone on my mom's side actually was totally cool with it. And then we just didn't want to tell my grandma because she was fucking old.
yeah, they
And
said
you know
let her
what?
go out.
Let her go out in peace.
Yeah.
In peace.
Don't ruin her last few
In
days.
peace. She only had maybe like a couple years left, so like,
Yeah.
rest in peace. Like, love her. Her name is also Stella, so can't
Yeah.
be speaking poorly.
Yeah, no, would never.
Would never.
Would never.
But you know, rest in peace to her freaking soul. But didn't need to make her die any earlier.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's tragic.
She would have died.
Yeah.
Fully.
Oh, yeah. And that's kind of a cultural thing as well.
Oh yeah,
I think,
and honestly,
yeah.
I don't know how she didn't know. I was like mediocrely tatted.
You
at
had
this
long
point.
hair though. Not to say that short hair equals gay. 'Cause
Yeah.
It doesn't. But when I met you, you had long
Yeah,
hair.
yeah. So
But you
But,
were
like-
also a rugby player.
Okay.
which it points in that direction.
okay, but I also wore kind of guyish clothes when she was like seeing me over video. And like she never put 2 and 2 together. She just
They're
thought
too
I-
old. And it's
Yeah, and she really just
yeah.
thought I had bad style. And
She thought you were ugly. Like,
she was like, "Honey, you know you should wear more pink or
More
like wear
floral.
some dresses." And I was like,
Yeah. Get
"I
a
need to be
blouse.
under more dresses."
Yeah, yeah. Oh. Took me a second. Oh my God. True.
I swear, I'm real
my God.
nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was it, and like, you know, and ever since my parents have been great. There's nothing more to say of that, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So some difficult patches, but overall,
I'm really
good
blessed.
now.
Yeah.
And I think a big part of that too is you leaving. Like,
Yeah, like when I left my mom and when I moved out of my house and I came to Ottawa, like my mom and I had a shift in our relationship.
yeah.
And now we have a great relationship.
Because it's not like as much, so to speak, like in their face sort of thing. Like I can be gay and whatever, but I can't imagine being in my dad's house and bringing a girl home and fucking her in
Absolutely
his house.
not.
Like, it'd be a bit weird. We're adults and we live on our own and we can do whatever. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of the time with families, whether it's a gay situation or any kind of parent-child thing, when you split apart and move away, the distance like makes the heart grow fonder.
100%. Well, that's
So-
like, you know, like my brother, the only reason I could call and tell my brother that was because he was my best friend at that point, you know, and like we never had much of a good relationship when he was living at home, but then he moved away and I was like, fuck, I miss my
got
brother. Like I
close,
love
yeah.
my brother. Like, I really, you know? So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. How would you rate the lesbian experience right now out of 10?
What do you mean?
I don't know, just the overall, like if you were to write a review on Google reviews, how would you rate this out of 10?
About my lesbian
Just being
experience?
gay.
Oh,
in
just being
general,
gay.
just being gay.
Like pretty fucking fondly, like a good.
Pretty finely?
Oh, fondly.
Pretty fondly. Okay,
Yeah, like
1
like
to 10.
like a 10.
A 10.
10. It's great, but also actually no, that's a fucking lie.
Well,
It's
other than
hard
getting your
being-
heart broken.
Yeah, well,
Don't do that here.
no,
Being gay is
it's great.
exceptionally
And
better than
honestly,
being straight.
yeah, and honestly, I feel like relationships are better because like there's just so much more understanding.
Oh yeah, it's way
Don't get me
different.
wrong, like I dated a guy in high school. And
Sorry? Yeah, actually, tell us about your experiences with men, each one of them.
No, I don't
individually.
No. Actually blocked that out of my mind.
Yeah,
No, I dated
repressed.
this guy in high school, and let's name him
We could go Chad.
Chad. Okay, yeah, you know what? That actually really checks out.
It's his name.
That's not, but that really checks out because like he was this like jock. Everyone wanted him. He was also known.
And he chose the dyke.
Yeah, he chose poor fucker. poor fucker. And he was actually like all the girls like hated me because I had never done anything but kiss this boy. And he was known to have like the biggest
Say it. Air it out. Biggest one. Biggest
heart.
one. Biggest
Yeah, he
schlong.
had the biggest
Say
schlong ever. Like yeah, he was known as like
Say it.
I don't want to say it. He just had a big dick.
He was
okay?
known as
He
what?
had a
He was known as what?
horse cock.
Okay. Yeah.
You want to know?
No,
That's what he was known as.
I take it back. I feel sick.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so the horse cock. We
Yeah.
can refer to him as the stallion. We can refer to him as I don't know.
No. Okay, so,
So Chad, the
yeah.
stallion.
So he would come over to my house, and I literally wouldn't even fucking graze it. I wouldn't even like touch it. He'd be, and this dude was probably dying inside.
Was he erect?
I don't know. But I dabbled a few times here and there, like not
Sorry?
after him. Like,
Okay, yeah.
But then we were on and off for like 11, 12 months, like a whole year almost. And
this was into high school when you had
this was like
you kind of came
This
out.
was like grade 9, grade 10.
So were you bi?
yeah.
Considering
So
yourself bi?
so yeah, I came out as bi.
Oh, that don't we all? You know?
Yeah, it was
don't
just
we
easier.
All? Like
Because
it's a stepping stone
I
for
also
a lot of
didn't
people.
know.
Some
Like I
people.
thought I still had feelings for guys here and there. You know, like
Yeah. If a horse cock presents itself,
I'd
what are
run.
you gonna do? Say no?
Run?
Yeah. No, now, but at the time.
Still probably run.
Yeah.
Nothing would have changed.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then went to college. My mom was like, my mom I think took it a little
Don't
harder.
get pregnant.
Oh no.
Oh.
My mom just took it a little harder, accepting that I was like fully gay. I kept trying to do it. My mom was like, well, just don't give up the opportunity of guys. And I was like, okay, like sure. And then I went on I like fooled around a few guys here and there in high school and college, and then I went on like I think the last last date I went on a guy. Oh jeez. Yeah,
We can say Brad.
yeah, that also checks out. Went to Milestones. Shout out Milestones and all
Yeah,
that.
shout out Milestones.
Fucking yeah.
Yeah.
He saw me his first sight of me was me telling a guy to fuck off and that I hated his shirt because he took my parking spot.
Oh, okay. It's a good first impression.
Yeah, and he was like outside of the car, like he was like waiting for me, and I was like, whatever. I'm wearing, get this, my hair straightened. I have makeup on. I'm wearing heels, a little black dress.
Heels.
Heels, little black dress.
An LBD. That's a little
Yeah,
black dress.
yeah, I
Okay,
got
yeah,
that.
Yeah, okay, just I know you're
yeah, the full fucking 9 yards.
Wait, what's LBD?
little black dress.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, little big.
No. That's even- okay, so you're to the nines. You're
Yeah,
dressed to the
I'm
nines.
fucking. I'm giving it my all.
Tell me. Tell me that you shaved.
Oh,
Tell me that you were lotioned up.
I was
Tell me that you were ready to get your shit
Naked
eaten.
Morat.
Naked. You were ready to get your shit slurped.
just bent over and railed.
That was too far.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was too fucked up.
Not far enough. Go ahead.
Not far enough. Slurped was also a step.
Slurped?
That's what I said.
What?
But you were too. Yeah. Anyways. Okay. So
What
you
is
were
that?
you were shaved.
Like a
you were
Slurpee?
lotioned. Yes. You were ready to get dicked down.
Dig down fully.
At the
No,
milestones.
honestly, like I think, realistically, I don't think I was like fucking expecting anything to come out of this because I was like, I fucking hate men. And not like I'm not gay because I hate men. Like I'm gay and I I don't hate men. Like men are great. Like Julian, you're amazing. Like
Yeah.
you're great.
Ally, thank you.
Shout out.
You know what I
Ally.
mean? And it's just like no. So we walk into Milestones. We just get our meals. And he's like, so you like girls too? And I was like, yeah. He's like, that's awesome. Like, my best friend's gay. And I'm like, that's really, really cool.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, one time we got really, really drunk and he fucked me in the ass.
No, you're lying. You're lying.
Full fork in my mouth. And I'm like,
yeah. You're
sorry,
lying.
what?
How have I never heard this story? This is, I
yeah.
haven't heard like really any of this before.
yeah.
He said, haha. I can't even repeat it. No way.
And you know what? Like, to
Great.
their own.
No, good.
Sure.
Yes.
Not a great first date thing.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
a lot. It's a lot for the day
So
one.
I left.
You left mid-plate, mid-bite. Didn't even
Mid-bite.
finish the piece.
I didn't. I'm sorry. I have to say I
She
left.
said, put some
And then
cash
I was
on
like,
the table.
that's the last time I go on a date with a guy. And I still
That's
had,
a weird experience.
Yeah, and I still had sex with a couple guys after that. And oof,
I hate that for you.
yeah, I
It's
was
weird.
really
It's
drunk
really
every
weird
time
to
because
think about that.
I didn't want to think about that at all.
Yeah,
But this guy, no, the last time I had sex with a guy was, we actually were going for round 2, which is rare because like that
God.
clearly meant I
feel sick.
somewhat enjoyed round one.
No, well, yeah.
I don't know.
Some of us are just people pleasers.
Yeah.
Let's be straight here. Or not, let's
Guilty.
not be straight, but let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So I remember we're both obviously like butt naked. We're in my res room.
Not res.
Yeah, in residence.
Oh, not res. Okay.
And
shout out Algonquin College. If you want to sponsor us, thank
yeah,
you.
we're fuck.
Available.
Going for round 2.
Mm-hmm.
And he just like, oh man, till this day, this just really burns my brain.
Yeah, ingrained. Okay.
And he goes, he's like, oh yeah, he's like, I want you to like fucking play with my balls. And I look at him,
yes.
and I look at him, and I go, I'm so fucking gay. I can't do this anymore.
And you left. That was the last dick that's been inside you.
And I was like, I can't do this. I'm so fucking gay. I'm too fucking gay for this. And I
That's
got
rude.
up, I got dressed, walked out of my own room, and sat with my friend in the hallway and was like, hey, look, Brian is gonna do the walk of shame right now.
Brian. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then he walked out and he was like, Stel, guys, seriously? And we're like, we're all friends, a part of the friend group.
Yeah.
So like I
Don't
saw him
screw
multiple
the
times after that.
crew.
Whatever. I've never learned my lesson, clearly.
Yeah.
But
So he, yeah.
I saw him a couple years later and like he said to me, Stel, still the best head I ever got. And I was
Okay.
like, well,
He's probably never asked anyone to play with his balls ever again.
Ever.
Which is that men. That's not fair. That's not. Or sorry. That's not a
I would
crazy
have done it
thing
with
to ask.
anyways. He didn't need to ask me. I was doing it the first time.
Oh God, I don't like to think of you with balls in your
Yeah,
hand.
me either.
It's
Things-
weird. It's a weird.
I want
thought.
other round things in my hands, just not
Oh
balls.
God, Jesus Christ. Sorry.
So yeah, so that was it. And then last time I ever slept with a guy, and then I was like, I can't fuck with this mom. Like I'm a lesbian.
I am gay. I
I'm
am
so
all
gay.
the way gay. Yeah.
I just can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
And then it was fun. It was fun after that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And what about you?
What about me?
How old
What's
were
the
you?
question? Oh, guys, listen. Yeah. Okay. So, my experience is different than Stel's. I dated mostly just men up until I was like 24, right?
How old are you now?
And I'm now 27 as of last week. But I did have, I should have planned my code names ahead of time. I did have I don't know. I think people have a gay awakening, or people talk about having
Well, that's
a
what
gay
I was telling
awakening.
you, right? Like,
But
I
you
never-
said
I
you
never-
didn't
I
have
don't
one.
think
Like you
I
watch
had
a
one.
show, like
Well, yeah, and this makes sense with a lot of friendships that I had, that I was like really invested.
Yeah.
And like maybe, but like there's nothing that really like comes to my mind.
yeah, a lot of people, it's like, oh, I watched this movie and Cameron Diaz,
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah,
yeah,
and like
yeah.
that's when I knew. So it wasn't like that for me, because I never really thought about being gay. Like I never took it seriously until my later 20s, but I did like have a crush on a girl in high school. Can't think of a code name. Won't say her full name. That would be
Jennifer.
Jennifer. Yeah. So I had a crush on Jennifer. She was a bit younger than me, which was, I don't know, whatever. And she had a girlfriend, and I drove her home. I knew she had a girlfriend, so some would say home wrecker. And I drove her home, and I was like, wow, like I don't know how it happened exactly, but we kissed in her driveway. And that's when I was like, whoa, like this feels way better than every guy I've ever kissed.
Yeah.
But I didn't and I could have taken that and ran with it then, which was when I was in grade like 11 or 12. And I didn't. I just I don't know, in my head, it just didn't really make sense for me. Like I had always been like so boy crazy. Like you've fucking known me forever. So I've just always had a boyfriend and always had like things going on. So I had a couple like that first kind of high school kiss where I was like, okay, yeah, like that was fire. Like, but I almost thought of it as more of like just something that was like spicy about me, that like I'd been with girls, but it wasn't something that I took seriously. And then I'm not even gonna lie. I'm a clout chaser. And I'm not gonna lie, and this is so cringe because I like, now that I'm like really gay, I people make fun of it, but like I was the type that was like, oh, like I think I could like kiss a girl, but like I couldn't date them. That was me.
Yeah, it was.
And now I'm like, holy shit, I could never emotionally invest in a man again. Like that, I could just can't see it. So anyway, so I had hella boyfriends. They were all great. You know, well, actually not all of them. Some of them were shitty. A lot of them were shitty. Anyways, then I had like I had a random hookup with a girl in college. Not you. Yeah, rumors are true. You say it. Stel and I did make out once.
Yeah, it was.
Do tell.
Okay, so you were my best friend's roommate.
Yeah. But see, I would have been dating guys. I probably had like I was never. It was never like I never took it all that seriously.
No,
but I knew physically that there was something that I wanted from women.
Yeah.
Not you, of course, but I'm just kidding. Oh, that's a big secret to tell our viewers.
Yeah, that we've kissed.
Yeah. Especially girls that I talk to, when they know that I've not hooked. We didn't hook up.
We just made out.
We just made out, and we were kids.
Yeah,
not inappropriately.
We were kids. We were actually 4.
Children. Toddlers, if you will. Toddlers. Oh my god, that's inappropriate. So yes. Anyways, so then I continued to date men for a while, and then I was in a 5-year on and off relationship with like what I thought was like the love of my life. He immigrated to Canada to be with me and was going to school here, and like absolutely I was head over heels in love with him like over that 5 years. But I kind of like, I don't know, my exes would say that I'm like a runner, or that I like always have one foot out the door, and that's true as fuck. And that was exactly how it was with this guy that I dated forever, that I just like, there was always something where I couldn't fully invest. And that's crazy to say considering he was living in Canada. Like that's, you know.
Yeah, like there's a full investment there.
So obviously he was 2 feet in. And I thought I was. But then here's what's a fun kind of new age coming out is like then a kind of cringe. But I started getting like, so I'm in a relationship with him. He's living here, whatever. TikTok becomes popular. And I start seeing these hot fucking girls, and I'm like, wow, like my sexually, the relationship with my partner at the time was fizzling. Like I especially didn't want any penetration. I really didn't like that. It was becoming, I hope he doesn't listen to this. It was becoming a bit of a chore where I kind of would count the days. Okay, like I know he would want to do this every day, and like it's been 2 days, so I need to like get my head in the game and like do it like for sure. Yeah. And and then he would be gone and I'd be on TikTok, and the more videos you like of hot mask lesbians, the more they're going to give you, you know? So then the algorithm said, you know what? Gay as fuck. Let me get you wrapped up here. And I just, the more girls I saw, the more I was down, and the more I was like, okay, I feel turned on watching these girls. I want to fuck these girls. Yeah. That's where I want to be sexually. Why am I laying in bed with this person and just disappointing him? Like he deserves somebody who is like overly just affectionate and all over him. And I could have been every single thing else for him. And I was, but I wasn't the physical match. I just wasn't. I didn't want it.
That's big of you to like realize that, I guess.
Yeah, well, especially he's living here. Like he committed, it was a huge thing. And yeah, so then so it was TikTok. For me, it was like, that was in the spring. And then by the fall, I was like, no, for sure. Like I'm now at this point, like literally getting off to women on TikTok.
Yeah.
that's a lot for this microphone. But then I'm like, and I'm not even getting off in my own relationship. That's not like something's wrong. So I just sat him down, and I was super emotional. It's like 5 years to,
for sure.
You know, it's a big deal. And I just said, like a direct quote. I said, I don't know if I'm all the way straight, which was just me putting it lightly. And you don't, there's no coming back from that.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, well, maybe we should just like, you know, try like something else or should we like whatever, like do different things. It's just kind of like, it's done. Like you just can't, because he couldn't be what I needed and I couldn't be what he needed. And as much as we wanted to be, and we were a lot of everything else for each other, we weren't that. Yeah. And so again, it took a lot out of both of us to just realize like, okay, this is not going to work then. Yeah. And so that ended, and then go ahead. Do you have something to say?
Well, I remember you texting me being like,
you were in the airport.
I was in the fucking airport.
No, I thought I called you.
No, you texted me and I called you because I was.
What did I say?
You said, so and so and I aren't together anymore. I think I'm gay. Ooh. And I literally was like, whoa. I'm literally about to hop on a plane. You can't tell me this when I'm about to get on a 14-hour flight. So I called you quickly and I was like, no fucking way. Tell me right now before I get on this flight.
Yeah. What did I say?
You were just like,
I have amnesia. I fucking forget everything. So
no, but you were just kind of like, yo, like pretty much what you said. You were just on TikTok and you were like, what the fuck? I think I'm fucking gay. Yeah. And then you realized that like you just like, I don't know. It just wasn't it for you. Mm-hmm.
So to all the parents listening out there, take note. TikTok made you gay.
Yes. So if you don't want your kids to be gay, don't let them on TikTok.
By the way, sorry to interrupt. I love it. I just thought of a great merch idea for you guys. T-shirts that say, I don't know if I'm all the way straight.
Oh, oh my God. That's so funny.
So
I would wear that.
I'd wear that.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
It's pretty awesome.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, that's true.
You'd be surprised.
That's hilarious. I love
that.
That's
so good. I love that.
Oh my God, that would sell.
That would sell. That shit sells.
Yeah, that shit. Once I post it on TikTok, especially.
Yeah.
Post the merch. So I break up with this long relationship who is totally intertwined with my friends and my family, which is important. Everybody, you know, we can all relate to that. And I had to tell, like, so this is kind of moving into telling my parents coming out, and like different from your story. When I came out, it was just kind of recently, and it's so common now. It's so like the whole like journey that we're all watching the world go through with gender and sexuality and the fluidity of everything. Like my brother was like, yeah, cool, like great, like super accepting. He's like my best friend. I knew that he'd be like that. My friends were all like, oh yeah, for sure. Like not super surprised. A little bit surprised because I have dated so many guys. Like it wasn't like I hadn't dated for years. Okay, don't do that bit.
You've really gone through.
Go ahead.
You've just gone through them,
okay,
man.
see, this.
But accepting.
Yes. No, it's true. I have.
It was bad.
Okay.
It was really bad. I'm sorry. Somebody asked me, like, if you were gay, and I was like, no, she loves dick.
Yeah. That, and now at this moment, the thought of a dick in my mouth, when I used to, you know.
That was your thing.
I would, I dabbled, if you will.
No, not even dabbled. You fucking mastered it.
I actually have a masterclass posted. We'll post a link.
Yeah.
Giving head.
Link in bio.
Link in bio. So, oh my God. Yeah, that's disgusting. I could not imagine doing that now. Yeah. Like once I made the switch, I couldn't even imagine going back.
But mom and dad, what?
Oh yeah. So my dad is a psychologist, so he, you know, deals with this kind of stuff, and he was down. He was like, cool, like that's great. Like totally fine. So he like accepting, like generally very accepting. My mom wasn't as much, which was weird because she grew up like very like Bob Marley, smoking weed, hippie, Woodstock vibes. And so I kind of expected her to be like super down, and she was not. And partly it was because she really, really loved my partner, my 5-year relationship, and they had a close relationship. So she was disappointed that he was no longer in the picture. And then I hit her with the 1-2 punch and said, I'm also, oh fuck, I said his name, I almost said his name. That guy. That guy that we all know, who he'll never listen to this. And plus, I'm not saying anything bad about him.
No,
I only have good things to say about you.
Stop.
So she was upset that he wasn't in the picture, and then I'm like, I ended that relationship and had a very, very quick rebound relationship with a woman who I tried to bring into my life right away and get everybody like on board with that, and that's hard because they're like, you have to let, you know, it's, I mean, you do what makes you happy, but you need to let your family, you know, just deal. They're old.
Process.
Like process one thing at a time.
Yeah, but
like,
also you needed to process, and I don't think
and
you
I
gave yourself.
didn't, and I didn't,
No, you
and
really
so
didn't.
shout out to. Do we have a code
For
name?
her?
Yeah. Shout out.
By the way, my favorite part so far of the episode is you guys struggling with fake names.
Fake
Like,
names.
it could
I
be
know.
anything
It
in the
could be
world. You're like,
I know.
There's so many names. We're like,
Okay. Shout out Brittany.
Brittany.
So quick rebound. Brittany and I are together, and I wasn't ready. I was still, you know, emotionally, even though I was physically done with my last relationship, emotionally I was still in. And so shout out to her. She treated me very, very well, and I feel very bad that I, you know, was bad timing. It was I just wasn't ready.
No,
And
you weren't. And like I remember when I met them the first time, because I was like,
Brittany.
yeah, Brittany. When I met Brittany,
Mm-hmm.
I was still with.
Josephine.
That's the name. Okay, Josephine. I was still with fucking Josephine from the church. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm still
so
with
you're
Josephine.
Yeah.
Oh fucking hell!
Terrible. Why is it the first one? I'm
I
just
don't
trying to be
have anything
faster.
better.
Okay. no,
Anyways,
I
I'm still with
was good.
Josephine. I
Yeah.
remember when we met Brittany.
Okay, yeah. We went out for dinner, the four of
did,
us.
we
you,
did.
me, Brittany. You, me, Brittany, and Josephine went out for dinner. Okay, continue. Come on.
Crying.
Okay, what happened at dinner
Um,
with our bitches? Sorry. It's probably not
no,
a great
it
way
was
to-
it was good. It was a good dinner, you know. Like I
You liked Brittany. Brittany was...
no, because Brittany knows that I didn't really like them at first.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was kind
Why
of
didn't
like
you like
I didn't
her?
not like them. I just was kind of like this wasn't just someone I'd get along with. I was like, you know, it's not really my vibe.
It's...
But it didn't mean that they weren't a good person. Like,
Yeah.
and you know, and like I've told them this. Like at first, I was like, nah. But like now, they're like a good friend of mine.
Yeah, so now, that's a fun fact. Now,
yeah.
Stel is super close with Brittany,
I'm super close. Yeah,
and
because I work with Brittany.
Yeah.
now. Like Brittany got
she
me
got
into
you
a
the job. Yeah.
Got me a job.
I kind of also.
Yeah. I will
Because I
say.
was with Brittany.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Like
Well,
dinner.
that's kind of it. Yeah, Brittany was great. You know,
Yeah.
love her. No homo, of course.
I hate you.
Yeah, so, and then since then, like, there was kind of, it was a twofold situation. I wasn't ready to be in a relationship with anyone right away. And then the second part of it is, if I'm going to, like, I'm now in this new world of dating. It's totally different than dating men.
Oh,
like
it's-
the
yeah.
bare bones of like going on a first date and what do you do for work and like blah blah. What's your favorite color or whatever? Do you do anal? Those kind of things. That came, that was like, you know, I had that down pat because I've dated so many fucking people. But like physically, it's different and emotionally, it's different. There's so many things that are
different.
so different. So for me to jump from being straight or straight passing or straight-ish for so long and then all of a sudden be in a relationship with a girl that I then was like I moved my stuff into her house after a couple months, which was bold.
That
And you were
checks out.
there. You helped me move things out, not in.
Yeah, not in.
Yeah.
But
my
like that
brother,
checks
man.
out. That like
That's the U-Haul.
It's the
Listen,
U-Haul,
shout out the
man.
U-Haul lesbians. I'm with you guys.
I've never U-hauled. Okay, that's a lie. Actually, the one before, like
Josephine?
with Josephine, the actual one I dated, Claire. No, I used Claire already.
Bridget.
Bridget.
Yeah, Bridget.
Bridget.
Yeah.
I moved in with her after like 5 months because I
That's
don't
not
like,
U-Haul.
Okay, so but
U-Haul, to me, U-hauling is we've been talking for 2 weeks and all of a sudden you're staying
I just
over
think
3 or
even
4
within the
nights.
first year, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I'm
but that's the thing. Like, I wouldn't have done it if I didn't have to. Like, I had a falling out with some friends, and I had to move out of my place. So like, things didn't work out. I had nowhere to go, and she was like, 100%. I have a whole house in Chelsea. Like, fuck yeah.
Drop her address.
Yeah,
Drop
I will. I'll do it. You want to go egg it? I'll do it. No, I'm joking. But she doesn't live there anymore. But yeah, so like, you know what I mean? Like, I did it after 5 months. We lived together for 4 or 5 months. No, 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
And then I moved out of my own place, and then we broke up a month later.
Yeah. And for me, it was similar with not Bridget, but Brittany, is that I didn't have anywhere else to go. And like, so often, and goddamn, in this economy, bitch, I can't even afford grapes, let alone fucking rent. like, right?
Dude, it's fucked.
Right. And it's so much easier when I look at my rent and I'm like, if I was splitting this, that would be great. So if I just cuff someone really quick and get them to move in, but it's like, obviously that's super toxic to any relationship. And we've both, learned that. So anyway, now what? Now where am I at? Now I'm just coasting. Let's move into that quick line. What are you like? Where are we at right now? That was our coming out.
Okay.
Where
are you at now? Or like,
where am I? I'm.
How would you rate it?
How would I rate it? Oh yeah, the lesbian experience. Yeah, you didn't ask.
Oh yeah. Sorry. How did you rate it?
Oh, thank you for asking. I would rate the lesbian experience 15 out of 10. Okay. I love being gay. I have a lesbian flag keychain and I make sure people see it when I'm walking around the grocery store. I love telling people I'm gay. I love eating pussy.
Oh God.
That's part of being gay. So
no. What?
Yes,
it is?
Yo, you've never done it?
Holy fuck.
You've never done it. You look
you
like
do that on purpose?
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah. Love that shit.
So yeah.
Great time.
15 out of 10.
Yeah.
Love it. I also love, important to note, I love being a part of the gay community. I think it's fun. I think I like feeling like I'm part of that. Like, it's just...
Well, like you said, I think you said something earlier when you were talking about, like, that you make your own family.
Chosen family.
Chosen family, yeah. That's it, Like, the queer community is, like, everyone's chosen family, though. You know what I mean? Like, no matter where you go into, if there's a queer space, they will, like...
welcome you in.
100%.
Yeah, and right now I'm in process of moving to the other side of the country, and I know that I do have that to lean on.
Yeah,
being gay.
Oh, 100%.
Because it makes me cooler than everyone else, and also people maybe be like I could join like a club, like a queer kind of 100%. Club or something, and people will just automatically be more like accepting. So, and then as of right now, I'm just, I've been like, I'm a serial monogamous. That's what my mom calls it. I'm always in a relationship. I'm always like, on something. And as I'm moving into this next stage of my life and I'm moving to the other side of the country, I've just been like having fun and dating because I needed that. I think that was what I was getting at earlier, is that I wasn't ready for a relationship, but I also wasn't ready to cuff.
No.
When, like, I'd been with one girl.
You needed to process.
Well, I needed to be with other people.
Yeah, but you needed to like see what you liked and what you didn't like.
And every time I date someone, if I'm just talking to them, if I sleep with them, or whatever it is, date them over a couple months, like with Brittany, I learn what I want and what I don't want. Yeah, and that's all the dating is. It's just 100%. Building out your list.
100%.
So didn't make sense for me to like settle down with the first girl I ever dated. No. That's kind of the point.
Yeah.
So, so yeah. And how about you? Where are you at right now?
I'd say recently single, but it's been like 8 months. It feels
recent some days.
Yeah. After when I
Josephine.
after Josephine, Josephine was like my last ex, and we did it for 2 years, and like at that point, I kind of get what you're saying about like still needing to find out what you wanted, because like I don't know, there was a point in my relationship with Josephine that like that I just kind of I kind of was like doubting at times, because I was like, I think I still need to try stuff with like this other girl who was like kind of in the middle between Josephine and Bridget.
Yeah.
Which was like, well, let's name her Kelly.
Yeah.
Kelly.
Okay. Yeah. Kelly. We always struggle with that. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Kelly.
Yeah.
Kelly was someone I saw for a little bit over the summer. It was like short and sweet. We never actually said we were boyfriend. boyfriend and girlfriend.
That's you, I guess.
Yeah,
You're the
girlfriend and
boy.
girlfriend.
Yeah, yeah.
And we never said we were actually dating, but like now we talk about it because we're like friends now, and we just consider each other exes because it was like short and sweet, but it was very deep
Real.
and real.
And that's how it is with women. I find like, okay, men, okay, I'm not talking about everybody. A lot of the time, men are a little bit hesitant with commitment.
Yeah.
Okay? Like just in general, that's a blanket statement. Women like commitment. There's like this certain like desire. And when you put two women in the relationship, everything is so quick, everything falls
feelings
so
are a
fast,
lot.
it goes so deep. And I find like when I think about even just matching with girls on dating apps versus matching with guys, hey, what's up? Not much, you? Not much. Like the most dry ass. And then I match with these girls and we're sending short stories back and forth like about how was your day. And when I say how my day was, she touches on every point that I made and then asks the next week, how did that meeting go that you talked about last Tuesday?
And you're like, holy
they're just
fuck.
fucking there.
Oh,
Like,
they're there.
so engaged in conversation.
Well, that's the thing, right? So then like that was so good and short, but we met each other at a time that like I just finished with Bridget and I's like relationship was so
Toxic.
fucking horrible
Yeah,
and toxic
yeah.
and like, you know, abusive in many ways. And like it, like I was straight out of therapy
Yeah.
and I met
fresh.
Kelly and like things were good, but I still wasn't fully healed. And she was also in a really dark place and it was a full trauma bond.
Oh,
Full
yeah.
trauma bond.
Yeah.
And full trauma bond, and pretty much after that ended, I met Josephine. I think like literally within the week. And I actually thought Josephine was fake on
Like
Tinder.
a fake profile. Yeah.
Yeah, fully.
She's pretty fire. So.
She's great.
yeah.
But then she actually agreed to go out with me, and then we hung out, and she actually told me that she thought the date was going to last like an hour or two, and she was going to dip the fuck out. And it ended up lasting all night. We got drunk.
2
We
years.
just told each other our entire life stories. We cried. We laughed. And
Wow.
like, I never
That's
like,
gay as hell.
and like immediately when you say like love at first sight, that's how I felt. Like it was like good shit immediately. And then we just were inseparable for a while. But again, I wasn't fully
all the way in.
I wasn't all the way in because I still wanted Kelly at a point for months, even like months when we were into dating. And like, I like thought about it and I was like, fuck, what am I doing? Like, what if? And then I was like, no, I can't be like that. Like, I love this person. Like, this person's endgame.
I always said that.
Yeah, you know? And like, this person was like the best person I'd ever met. And I just met them at such a horrible time in my life that just wasn't good. So I just like wasn't, again, 1 foot out the door. Always. I was a runner.
Yeah, wow. Twinsies, twin flame. I think that there's also a certain element of what I've heard people call it the paradox of choice, where we feel right now. Okay, so I don't have dating apps right now. Just shout out. If I go on Tinder right now, I could flip through 200 or 300 women just as we're sitting here right now that all are potential people. So you could have a person that is super good for you, checks every box.
Yeah.
But there's always this like over your shoulder, like there's more out there for you. There's other people. There's more, and we're young, and then, so it
Yeah.
is true that there is more. But this just again, it's like this paradox of choice where we'll leave what is a 10 out of 10 perfect for us.
Oh, 100%.
Just to kind of see like, oh, and then you get on Tinder, you fuck a couple people, it sucks.
It sucks,
and you're like,
fuck.
oh wow, why did I leave?
Yeah. So
what
I
had?
didn't leave. I ended up like cutting out Kelly fully because like Josephine didn't want that at all. Like she
course,
fucking was
yeah.
like, yo, you need to check in or check
Dead
out.
that. Yeah.
You know, and I was like, bet. So it took me a while and honestly too long to check in fully with her. But whatever. 2 years, great times, whatever, and then break up. And I also just like still wasn't ready to grow up. You know, I was working at a bar that like was known to be just like party, and I quit it right before we broke up, like a couple months before we broke up, and it was like I was pretty lost. And I didn't know where I was and who I was anymore because that was like my entire persona. And then I had like moved out of my apartment, moved in with Josephine for a couple weeks, and then our relationship
went
it
to
broke it.
fuck, yeah,
It broke it,
yeah.
and I knew it was gonna make it or break it, and it broke it.
Like hard, yeah.
It broke it hard, and I moved out within like three or so weeks, and then we took a little bit of break, and then here we are. You know, like they're whatever, and I'm now dating around finally after like 8 or so months, but like this is the longest I've been single. This is the,
But you are your best self that I've ever seen you.
yeah.
Starts to
100%.
cry. Like,
Yeah, I start to cry.
Yeah.
No, 1,000%. And I can fully say that like this is the person I always wanted to be. And even like my therapist was like, yo, even before you met Josephine, you've been telling me you wanted to be this person. You were just so scared to like fucking rip the
take the
Band-Aid
leap.
off
Yeah.
that you wanted to grow up. And like I finally like she flipped a switch in me. Losing her was like fucking gut wrenching, and I was like, I need to figure it out before I fucking lose somebody else that I really fucking love.
And I think that you're now bringing yourself to a position that's ready to be loved and to love. And
Yeah,
all
slowly
that.
but
Like,
surely, and like I think I've been doing like holy hell, like people like hear me talk now, and they're like, you communicate in a whole different way, and like my priorities are set straight for the most part. You know, like I'm not perfect, but I am the person I've wanted to be for a really long time, and I'm like super like healthy and proud of myself now, and like I work a great job, I love it. You know, and I love the decisions that I've been making for the most part.
I saw one of my horoscopes on my, like, you know, the app CoStar.
So gay.
It came up and it said, be the person that you needed as a kid.
Okay, yeah.
And I feel like you right?
1,000%. 1,000%.
Like, be that person that you as a 12-year-old would have wanted to go to talk to, and to feel comfort
And
from.
honestly, like, so like I work with kids, and that's literally what I say all the time. When they like all the other teachers are like, you are amazing with these children, and I'm like, honestly, I want to be what I needed when I was here.
Yeah.
And that's like exactly what I am, and all these kids love me, and it's the most rewarding feeling ever.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty much it. So now I'm here. I'm
queer.
I'm here. I'm queer. I'm a big girl.
Yeah.
You know, adulting.
We're grown
is,
up.
You know,
we're in therapy.
We're in therapy.
Shout out to that.
Yo, my therapist.
Yeah.
Longest therapist
Wish
I've
we
had.
could at her.
Yeah,
really,
I wish.
Drop her handle.
Yeah.
Maybe get a discount code.
Discount code. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Like, you know, like I guess that's that, and
well, that's your coming out.
That's my coming out.
Your
That's your
story.
coming out.
That's my
your
coming
story.
out. And that's how we wanted to start this off.
Yeah, fuck.
So
I guess
there it is.
Keep up with us and
Keep up with us.
fucking like and subscribe and stay tuned
Stay
for
tuned
the
for
friggin-
the funniest shit you'll ever hear.
Yeah, this is just like the sad shit.
Yeah, this was a slow start.
This was a slow start,
Wait
but
for it, because
It's coming in hot.
it's coming in really
It's coming
hot.
in real
so
hot.
stay tuned.
Stay tuned.